All right, guys, the devs just dropped their new dev note for TOG, and I'm really interested to see what they're planning on doing for the future of this game because a lot of people notified me on my Discord, told me that hey, everything that you complain about, they addressed them in this dev note. There are some things that they did not address, but there are some things that they addressed, and the things that they addressed, I already talked about it. So we're gonna see what the response is, and don't hold your horses. Oh, Faros, are you gonna come back to the game? No, look, the game is cooked. I literally don't care about this game anymore. But once again, I'm interested to see what their plan is for the future of this game. So first thing I want to talk about is the Advent Summon request for the re-release. So they're planning on re-releasing Trauma Ray's banner, right? They're planning on re-releasing his banner, which is honestly pretty good because the chances of you getting Trauma Ray is pretty low. It's like 0.1% chance. It's kind of trash. So them doing this is actually pretty nice. Now, after that, we have combat balance. Now, this right here, this is one of like the main things I complain about, and I think a lot of you guys can agree to like the fact that the progression in this game is slow as fuck, and it's just bad. So they pretty much said that the balance for the trial and adventure is currently a major point of concern. For top tier players, there have been comments that the content is consumed too quickly due to the time attack format after the update. This is where they're fucking up. Stop focusing on these top tier players. Like, you guys have been doing this forever and it didn't get you anywhere. Listening to top tier players who already beat majority of the content in the game, it's not going to get you anywhere. What you guys should be doing is listening to players who are pretty much in the mid game, like let's say floor 70 to like floor 100. That's where the problem is. The fact that majority of the community is still stuck in the mid game. That's the issue. The fact that they keep listening to these top tier players who are probably, there's probably like 50 or 100 of these players above 100 floor 100. The fact that they're wasting their time listening to these top tier players is not going to fix the fucking game. It's just not going to do anything, because if you guys give a solution to these top tier players, we're not going to have access to that solution. So what's the point? So they shouldn't be focusing on the small minority. They should be focusing on the majority of the community, which are players who are below floor 100. So this is where they're fumbling, is that they keep listening to these top tier players. That's where the mistake is. And then for these top tier players, it's like you're complaining that the game is too easy, but you're spending money. Like, what did you expect? Like, I don't get it. Like, you spend money on the game, but at the same time, you want it to be extremely difficult. It's just not gonna happen, because the game is gonna be easy for you no matter what. You're gonna spend money. You're gonna swipe that card whenever you're stuck on the floor. You're gonna swipe that card. So, like, come on, bro. Come on. Plus, I'm pretty sure you're going to have a hard mode difficulty that we're not going to have access to, but only top tier players are going to have access to. So that's why I'm saying the devs should stop focusing on these top tier players, because whatever they're going to get, we're not going to get it. And top tier players is like a small minority of the community. So focusing on them is just a waste of time. It's not going to do us any good. So that's one of their biggest mistakes. And it says thereby making it too easy. On the other hand, some players and specific groups find it too difficult. This is majority of the community. The difficulty spike in the mid game is absolutely atrocious. This is the main problem. This right here for top tier players, fuck that, bro. We don't care. This right here is what we're talking about. Some players and specific groups find it too difficult. This is where the true problem is at. We apologize for not being able to satisfy everyone in this regard. However, with the recent expansion of the archive, we have confirmed improvements in stage stagnation, and we are working on a direction to maintain a steady tempo for progression. So let me say it one more time for the people in the back. We have confirmed improvements in stage stagnation, and we are working on a direction to maintain a steady tempo for progression. So for all the Netmarble bots, right? For all the I was about to say Hoyo shields, but for all the TOG White Knights, they literally said it themselves that the game's progression system is flawed and they're planning on fixing it. You guys see? Criticizing the game, guess what? They're like, all right, you guys, I understand why you guys are complaining. We're going to fix the game. You guys actually benefit from this. But nah, I know there's gonna be a TOG bot in the comment section saying some stupid shit like, "Oh, this is pointless." Like, get the fuck out of here. For adventure, we are preparing to introduce hard mode in the near future to support this. You see? So for all the top tier players who are bitching about, the difficulty, saying that it's too easy, even though you spend money to progress, you're gonna have a hard mode. And I promise y'all, they're still gonna complain about the hard mode, saying that it's still too easy, even though they're spending money on the game. It just doesn't make any sense. That's why I'm saying, like, the devs, they're wasting their time trying to satisfy these top tier players because they're gonna spend money regardless. So there's no point. Additional details about hard mode will be provided in the main section of this dev note. For the newly expanded floors, we are planning to increase the difficulty while also making further balance adjustments based on the different types of players to ensure continued enjoyment of the climbing experience. So what they're saying here is that they're planning on they're trying to satisfy top tier players and uh players who are pretty much in the mid game. That's pretty much their plan. Once again, your priority should their priority should be them trying to satisfy majority of the community, not them trying to satisfy small minority of the community. Because once again, whatever the top tier players get, we won't have access to it. This hard mode difficulty, I have no problem with it. They can go in and have their hard mode difficulty, but we're not going to have access to that. So how the fuck does this hard mode benefit us? That's why I'm saying they should focus on the majority of the community, which are players who are in the mid game. So I will say, for the combat balance part, at least they admitted that the progression system is flawed. I'll give them that. But they need to stop focusing on these top tier players. It's going to get them absolutely nowhere. They've been doing this forever and it got them nowhere. Just give up, man. Just stop. Just stop focusing on these top tier players and actually focus on majority of the community. Now, when it comes to the data tower, for the data tower, my biggest complaints for the data tower is that this event isn't permanent. They made it like a limited event, which is weird. And you can't max out the SSR characters that you get, because let's be honest, guys, one red star, that's absolutely fucking nothing. Like, it's just nothing, especially if it's a DPS character. It's nothing. Let us max out these characters and don't make it see like, don't try to, make us reset once and then that's it. Like, that was just dumb as fuck. I don't understand why they did that. Plus, they had like these reset tickets and you can't even use it. So there were like a lot of issues with Data Tower Dungeon. But what they pretty much said here is that they're planning on, fixing it, making it a lot better. Adding I think they said they're gonna add more characters into Data Dungeon. It says, as for Data Tower Dungeon, we are also planning periodic reruns, which will allow players to obtain past event characters. So what they're saying is that they're planning on using the Data Tower Dungeon as like a rerun, system where you can get characters in the past, like get characters that were released in previous updates. I don't know. They didn't really say SSR units specifically. They just said past event characters. So, there's a chance that they might include SSR plus characters. We have no idea. But once again, when it comes to SSR DPS characters, they're just so fucking useless that that event just feels pointless. So unless they fix SSR DPS characters, or they implement SSR plus DPS units, or just SSR plus characters in general, then that event is just pointless, bro. It's just not even worth it, because what's the point? I think a lot of people said that Kuna Girl is actually pretty good, which is nice, but I don't know, man. They just need to release better SSR DPS characters. Now, for this part right here, they said, we are currently discussing ways to improve the system so that players can engage consistently over time without feeling overly burdened by repetition. So what they're saying is that they don't want us to feel bored when we're grinding for these data chips. But honestly, it's like, I feel like they're just jumping to conclusions and they're just assuming the worst. Like, they're like, oh, if we don't implement this reset option, right? If we let them grind continuously over and over again in Data Tower Dungeon, they're gonna hate it. I mean, you guys don't really know that. So what they should have done is they should have given us unlimited, not unlimited, okay, unlimited options. And at the same time, us grinding for the data chips, we don't have to worry about, oh, we have to be in like above 4100. We have to get copies on bomb in order for us to get more data chips. It's like, take all that garbage out of Data Tower Dungeon and only make us grind for the data chips. That's way more valuable. And they shouldn't they shouldn't like lock the resources based off of how many copies you have on Kunigoro, because if you don't have Kunigoro maxed out, you couldn't get the resources in the shop, which was stupid. So they should definitely take that out. I don't think they talked about that, but they should take that out. Like, oh, if in order for you to get the resources in the data tower shop, you have to max out this SSR unit. Well, what if the character is trash? Do you mean to tell me I have to max out a trash character just to get the resources? So yeah, they definitely need to fix that. But other than that, and they just really they pretty much just talked about data tower dungeon, or what most of us have been complaining about. It says right here, once this event concludes, we will conduct a comprehensive analysis of various factors such as the average number of teammates obtained and player participation. You see, it is crazy how you criticizing the game makes the devs want to do better. Who thought that would have, who thought that could have happened? Who thought the devs would have made the game better if we criticize it? Who would have thought? Like the fact that they're saying that, yeah, guys, now we're gonna actually try and do our research, figure out the best approach when it comes to releasing events in this game. It's funny how they're doing this after they receive all the criticism. That's when they want to do better. Once again, bro, Netmarble bots taking that L, man. Y'all holding this L. And then they're also going to expand adventure mode and trial. Now, when it comes to trial area, now here's the problem with trial area. It's like they're trying to, like, they give us black market tickets in trial area, but the difficulty, it's like if you're stuck on a specific level, how are you going to get these black market tickets? You're pretty much locked. You can't do anything to get these black market tickets. So what they should do is completely, like, just don't restrict us when we're trying to get these black market tickets, because it's already hard to get a lot of black market tickets. So don't try to like increase the difficulty spike, because it's just gonna make everything worse, man. This is gonna make everything worse, and it's gonna be really hard for us to get all these black market tickets, especially if they're releasing these SSR plus characters back to back. Like, give us the opportunity to get these black market tickets without worrying about the difficulty. So they say right here, while we focus on increasing the content volume, the appropriate level of difficulty remains a challenge. No, it's not. It is not a challenge. You guys are just refusing to simply let us grind for black market tickets without worrying about the difficulty. It's like you guys increased the trial area attempt to like 20, but a lot of people like me, we thought that was good, but it's still not good because of the difficulty. So they should definitely remove that difficulty. Like, they should remove the difficulty spike, and they shouldn't make us worry about you know like, they shouldn't restrict us from getting these black market tickets when it's already hard to get a lot, especially if they're releasing back-to-back SSR plus units. It's just too much. It's too much. So that's a trial area. And it says, for the upcoming update, the balance settings remain similar to previous ones. We are currently discussing whether to primarily increase the difficulty of the newly prepared hard mode or to make adjustments to the normal adventure mode as well. Once the decision is finalized, we will provide an update through the developer's notes. So they're pretty much saying that they're thinking about making adjustments to normal adventure mode or increasing the difficulty for the newly prepared hard mode. Here's the thing. For hard mode, the only players who will have access to hard mode are like the top 100 players or top 200 players, a small minority of the community. Meanwhile, for normal adventure mode, majority of the community is here. So once again, you guys should be focusing on normal adventure mode, and hard mode should be a second priority. It shouldn't be your main priority, because everybody doesn't have access to this content. Nobody has access to this mode except for the top players. So I don't want them to like for normal adventure mode, I don't want them to make it extremely easy to the point where you can breeze through it and you don't have to worry about, building the right team comps or whatever. Like, it would be pretty bad. What they should do is that for normal adventure mode, what they should do is they should focus on making SSR DPS characters a lot more valuable, not a lot more valuable, but a lot more powerful. And they should make SSR plus units, especially DPS characters, they should make them good without max copies. Like, max copies should not be the default. That should not be like the default recognition when it comes to how many dupes you need on an SSR plus character in order for them to work. Max dupes should not be the default level. Like that just doesn't make any sense. It should be at least, let's say, 3 red stars, 4 orange stars, 3 purple stars. You know, something different. We shouldn't have to always max out these characters just to progress efficiently in adventure mode. That's what they need to focus on. They don't have to touch the difficulty on adventure mode, you know, maybe just a little bit, but they need to focus on making SSR DPS characters good, and they need to make SSR plus DPS units good without max copies. That's going to fix a lot of the issues we have in normal adventure mode. Now, the next character you're introducing is Hayeri Kranos. I think that's how you say it. Kranos Hayeri. And it's another SSR plus character. I mean, come on, guys. Like, they're going to keep releasing these SSR plus units back to back. And that's exactly why I say they need to remove the difficulty spike in trial area. They need to make it easy in order for you to get these black market tickets, because they keep releasing SSR plus units. We just had Bomb. For Bomb, we had Egypt, we had Alice, White, all of these SSR plus characters, and then after Bomb, we're gonna have Hayeri. So it's like at this point, it's pretty obvious that they're going to release these SSR plus characters consistently. And if they want to do this, you guys are going to have to give us a good amount of black market tickets if you guys want us to keep up. Because releasing these SSR plus characters every 2 weeks with no black market tickets is atrocious. So once again, when it comes to trial area, fix the difficulty. Fix the difficulty, and that's going to make things a lot better. Now, when it comes to this new character, I mean, you know, some people are excited, some people are not. I'm pretty sure she's like a light element unit. She's a magic type and a warrior character. I don't know how to feel about that. You guys already know when it comes to warrior characters, you know, it is what it is, bro. Those characters, they're cooked. Like the only warrior character that's good so far is White. That's the only one. Other than that, like this character, I don't know, man. She's probably gonna be trash. Who knows? But yeah, man, that's pretty much it when it comes to the dev note. We come back over here. I wanted to talk about one person. They commented and they included dev note follow up. So they pretty much summarized the dev note pretty well, and we're gonna go ahead and read it. They said, for number one, don't touch normal adventure difficulty. Just add more floors, 5 floors per week. Regular content shouldn't be focused on top 100 players. Thank you. You see, somebody has a brain. Regular content shouldn't be focused on top 100 players. I don't understand why they keep focusing on these top 100 players when at the end of the day, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares about these top 100 players. Give them their content. Who gives a shit? Focus on the majority of the community. Stop focusing on these top 100 players. It just does, like, stop catering to them. Like, it's not going to get you anywhere. So this part right here is just facts. And he says, for hard mode, this is the ground for top players, but please don't make it like ranker race with bullshit comps like double bomb or color restrictions. Also good. He says, additional hard mode with gear, ignition weapon, and revolution, but fixed links. So it's not about the deficit, but pure PvP like strategy. And for number 4, he said, by adding physical magic peers to AI, you are killing effectiveness of magic and physical resistance. Now, for this part, I didn't see this in the dev note. So are they planning on adding physical and magic peers to the enemy AI? Because if that's the case, then magic and physical resistance is cooked. Like, what's the point? If they're going to just pierce through that, they're going to shred through your physical magic resistance. They shouldn't add that. That's fucking stupid. Which we still kind of need for PvP. Add then 4th Tri-Essence page so that we can still retain 100% resistance and build another stats or rework the system completely. And then for number 5, it says all SSR damage dealers are currently heavily locked with the amount of HP, defense, resistance, and etc. The AI have SSR units simply can't do anything. It needs some boost, maybe revolution extinction. Also true. So once again, they did not address SSR DPS characters. Maybe they did. I didn't see it. But if they did, hopefully they said that they're planning on making SSR DPS characters a lot more, making them a lot more powerful and actually more valuable, because SSR DPS characters are just complete dog shit in this game, and it's very sad to see. You know, some people might say, well, the reason why is because, you know, SR plus characters will always be more valuable, so there's nothing they can do about it. Absolutely false. Once again, AFK Journey, they're very similar to Tower of God New World, and there's literally a DPS SSR character that is meta. It's possible for them to make SSR DPS units good. It's just that they refuse to make them good because of this stupid ass revolution system. The revolution system was a double-edged sword. It was a good thing, but also a bad thing. The fact that they're giving every character revolution, I feel like that's just a stretch. They shouldn't give every single unit revolution. What they should do is they should make the base kit for units good. They shouldn't make the base kits mediocre and then say, oh, in order for you to, you know, receive this character's true value, in order for you to see this character at their true potential, you have to get the revolution. Like, no, bro, I want their kit, I want their base kit to be good. Don't make their base kit trash and then implement revolution to cover it up. No, make their base kit good so that we don't have to worry about maxing them out just to get revolution. So once again, I will say when it comes to this dev note, you know, they did address some of the issues I addressed. I mean, whoa, what the fuck? They did address some of the issues I talked about in this game, but they didn't talk about SSR DPS characters. They're still making the same mistake when they keep focusing on top tier players. They need to stop doing that. It's not getting them anywhere. It is just a bad move because top tier players are just a small minority of the community. It's not going to do you anything. You should focus on the majority. So that's pretty much it. And once again, guys, just because I don't play the game anymore doesn't mean that I can still make content talking about the game. Because like I said, I'm really interested to see what this game, like what the devs are going to do to this game in the future. I'm interested to see. But other than that, I hope that they continue to fix the game for the people who still want to play it. Hopefully they make the game better for you guys because this game has a lot of potential. It's just that these issues are holding the game back. But I will say that this is definitely a good start. They're moving towards the right direction. Definitely moving towards the right direction. So I'm going to give credit where credit is due. But it's just that they definitely have to stop focusing on top tier players. Top tier players, they don't fucking matter. I'm sorry, they just don't matter. Because majority of the community, they don't have access. We don't have access to what the top tier players have. So what's the fucking point? But tell me what you guys think in the comment section down below. And I'll be catching you guys on the next one. Peace.